Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you my review of WWE Tough Enough, and for this episode was called the competition special. Um, this was when all the 40 contestants that were picked went in and did like a 2 day trial, and only 13 would be left. That's what this was. It was going to be 7 men and 6 women, and I'm just going to kind of talk about it. I'm just going to kind of do this the best I can because the thing that's gonna really hurt me with this is the names. So whatever. Um, so we meet this. It starts out. We meet this new guy, Mike Hayes, and he says that he sacrificed everything to be a wrestler, and he's looking forward to this experience. And yeah, we meet more about him. Then we meet some of the contestants. Um, they do like this thing where where like the trainers and judges, which the trainers are Booker T, Lita, and Billy Gunn, and they do this, and they're gonna like cut a promo. We met one of them. Her name was I don't remember her name, but one of them called like her boyfriend and talked about like how they not how what the experience is gonna be like and stuff like that. I know this review isn't very good so far, but whatever. Um, we meet ZZ Jeremiah, and he wrestles alligators, and he's from a odd place. I forget the name of it, but he wrestles alligators for a living, and he's been doing that, and he feels like that he's conquered creatures, so he wants to come in and face people. And the only thing that concerns him is he's not ready physically to be in this. We meet the Kingdom Twins. I forget. One was Jeremiah, and the other one I forget the other one's name. And they want to be like the next big tag team of the WWE. They want to be the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. I didn't really like these guys that much. And then we meet Mike Hayes cuts his thin, and he talks about how he's a war hero. Um, how he was in the tank, and the tank exploded, and he was the only one that survived, and he lost his leg, and he had to question himself whether he wanted to continue living. And that's what made him want to do this. He wanted to do it for the people because he wanted to perform in front of a crowd of people. um, Ashley, we meet her, and she's like a badass. She really wants to be a wrestler, um, and that was really cool. She said that's all she wants to do is be a wrestler. She doesn't care if she gets famous out of it. She just wants to wrestle. She said she would wrestle until she's 80 years old, pretty much. Um, we meet Joshua, and he has a decent story. Um, and then the wrestlers trained. They do some training sessions. Um, and they get the eliminations. Um, the Kingdom Twins just end up dropping out because they barely made it, but the comments they were making them kind of hurt them, so they barely make it. Um, and yeah, they didn't make it. Well, they drop out. Mike Hayes drops out because his body wasn't ready physically to do this. He kept trying. He had the heart and the desire, but his body, every time he would train, his body would give out on him, so he kind of drops out. Um, and Nick, there was a guy named Nick who was really training. He always trained every day, but he ended up not being his body wasn't really ready for it either. He ended up being out of breath by the end, so he had to drop out. Somebody else had to drop out. There was a MMA fighter in there that made it all the way through to like the final 13, and was she ended up being a lesbian, which was pretty cool. Um, yeah, and pretty much by the end, they all make it. They some make Ashley makes it, but then she has something wrong with her heart, so she can't physically be in the tough enough, which sucks for her. I felt bad for her. There was a guy named Kalia, and he ended up making it. They didn't like him. There was between him and somebody else who was really cocky as well, and he ended up not making, and he ended up not passing the WWE medical examination. So then ZZ, who was eliminated, got brought back, and that was it for Tough Enough. I know this review wasn't very good, but I don't remember everybody by name, so whatever. I really did enjoy this though. It's totally worth checking out on the network. But that's pretty much it, guys. You can click on the bottom arrow below to subscribe, and that's pretty much it. See you later.